So, big game for the Lions this week as the Lions travel down to Florida, down to Tampa Bay to face the Buccaneers at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. So, yeah, big game against the Bucs. It's two division leaders battling it out. The Lions leading the NFC North, and the Bucs trying to hold pace for the lead in the NFC South. So, of course, yeah, this could also have some seeding implications, too, once the Lions serve their bye week. Since Detroit and Tampa are technically only separated by one game in the standings for third, while the top two, of course, are undefeated in Philadelphia and San Francisco. And of course, the Bucs know they gotta win this game to keep pace, because if the Bucs lose this game, then the Bucs will possibly be in a three-way tie for the lead with the Saints and the Falcons for the NFC South lead, depending on what happens between the Saints and the Texans and the Falcons in the game against the Commanders. But yeah, and of course, Detroit now has a 2-game lead thanks to the Packers losing to the Raiders on Monday night. So Detroit at least has a little breathing room too right now, because Detroit currently has a 2-game lead plus the head-to-head tiebreaker over Green Bay. So let's talk about this week's matchup against the Buccaneers, and let's take a look at it. So, of course, the point spread for this game, Detroit is currently favored in this game by 3 points over Tampa Bay, so it's expected to be a close game. Of course, Detroit did lead the all-time series over Tampa Bay 31-29. However, Tampa Bay has won the last 2 meetings over Detroit, and both of them were in convincing fashion. So Detroit looking to exact some revenge on some of those hard times the Lions went through. So far this year, Detroit has been 2-0 on the road this year, while Tampa Bay has been 1-1 at home this year. So the key players on the Tampa Bay offense, of course, at quarterback, you got Baker Mayfield, who has so far played pretty solid to open the season. Question is, does he get benched for Kyle Trask at some point if he struggles? Or will he stay the starter the rest of the season? Time will tell there. Of course, at running back, you got, of course, Rachaad White, as he's become the bell cow for the Bucs offense. For the receiving core, they're without Russell Gage as he's on the IR with a knee injury. And Mike Evans is questionable for this game with a hamstring injury. And if Evans doesn't play this game, then that's a big loss for that Bucs offense. But the Bucs still got 2 other weapons out there like Chris Godwin and Cade Otton. For the Bucs defense, of course, the anchor of that defensive line is, of course, Vita Vea, one of the top nose tackles in the league. You also got Logan Hall, you got Shaquille Barrett, Lavonte David, and Anthony Nelson, too. Now, Khalil Kancey, the rookie, he's questionable for this game for the calf injury. But they do got Devin White to anchor the linebacking core, too. And White has been touted as one of the best statistical linebackers in the league, even though his grades say otherwise. Hint, hint. The secondary, they have Carlton Davis, Antoine Winfield, Sion McCollum, and Josh Hayes. Jamel Dean, he's questionable for this game on a neck injury, and Ryan Neal is questionable as he's under concussion protocol, but he'll probably be cleared in time for the game. Of course, the head coach for the squad is Todd Bowles, and he's also defensive coordinator as well, so he has power to defense altogether. But yeah, the question is, how short of a leash will Todd Bowles have? Will he be fired before the end of the season? Like, I thought he would have been probably one of the first coaches fired this year. But since the Bucs have gone off to a pretty good start this year, I think he might stay the head coach till the end of the season, depending on what happens. The offensive coordinator, of course, is Dave Canales, who has taken over for Byron Leftwich. The Bucs offense so far this year, they're the 25th ranked offense. They're 14th in the passing game, but they've struggled in the run game, ranked 25th. But yeah, part of that's because Baker Mayfield is actually having somewhat of a bounce-back season after a couple rough years. Especially how rough last year was. I mean, it's very good to have a bounce-back season when last year you were bad and had no expectations. But the main reason the Bucs are 3-1 is their defense. Their defense is the main reason why they're 3-1, though. The Bucs defense is the 13th ranked defensive unit. They're 16th against the pass, but they're a top 10 unit against the run, ranked 10th. So they're pretty good at stuffing the run, but can get burned on big plays. So, obviously, I think the big keys to the game here is, you got to try and take the receivers out of the game. Find a way to take Mike Evans out of the game and Chris Godwin. get some pressure to Baker Mayfield, make his life miserable. Find a way past Tristan Wirfs, since Wirfs is the big anchor on that D offensive line, and it's effectively his team now. Get some pressure there, stuff to run. And then, just trying to establish the run game. Find a way to establish the run against that tough Bucs defensive unit. Especially with Vita Vea hogging all that space there. And, you got to get the passing game involved. Hopefully this week, Amon-Ra is back healthy along with Brian Branch and Jahmyr Gibbs. Get Gibbs more involved in the game. Because now we got Gibbs and J-Mo back. The mismatch nightmares. So, get them both more involved in this game. Let David Montgomery do his thing. Frankly, what the Lions have done the last 3 weeks, if Detroit can do that against Tampa, then we're pretty set here. Just trying to get off to a quick start, especially on the road. And there's a very good chance that Raymond James could get invaded by Lions fans, since Lions fans so far have successfully invaded Arrowhead and Lambeau. And Raymond James could be next. And then after Raymond James, it's Baltimore next week. But before we can talk about next week, we gotta go to this week. But yeah, plus I'll be honest about the Bucs. The Bucs, I think the Bucs are kind of fake and phony. The Bucs are mainly where they are right now is because they've had a bit of an easy schedule, because they haven't really played anybody. The one team they have played that has been actually good, okay, the only real team they faced this year was the Eagles, and they got their shit stomped. And this week, the Bucs, they play a real team this week. A lot of people have said the trap game for Detroit this week because of that Bucs defense, but I mean, a lot of people said last week was a trap game, but I feel like Dan Campbell is so good as a coach to where I don't think he falls for any of that trap game bullshit. Plus, keep in mind, this is Dan Campbell's first time against Tampa, so I think the Lions are kicking on all cylinders. And I think the Bucs, we're going to, this game might decide if the Bucs truly are for real or not. Because if the Lions steamroll the Bucs like this Lions have steamrolled Carolina, Green Bay, and Atlanta the last couple weeks, then everyone will know the Bucs are fake and phony. And that they aren't real. And that they're only ahead because they play in a weak division. But the Lions got handled their business. This is a game the Lions are expecting to win, and the Lions, I think, will win this game. The Lions can easily win this game. I don't believe it's a trap game yet. I don't believe it's a trap game. Just Lions got to do their business. And send the Bucs back down to reality. Especially since Detroit wants to try and maintain that 2-game lead. Maybe extend it to 2.5, 3 games since Green Bay's on the bye this week. But yeah, go get this W. I think the Lions win this game. I got them winning by, let's say, a score of 21-18. I think Detroit wins by 3, so I'll take the 3-point spread in this game. So yeah, give me Detroit in this game, plus the 3 points. Detroit plus the points. Get the win, get the 5-1. Because these next 4 games are going to be very crucial to decide if the Lions truly are a contender or not. Because 3 of the Lions' next 4 games are on the road. And I feel like if the Lions want to be a real contender, they have to win 3 of their next 4 to be a legit contender. But yeah, that's just where I stand with it. But yeah, the Lions' real work now begins because now they're on a road trip this week. Just gotta go down to Tampa, handle business to start out the road trip. But anyway, I think that wraps it up here. Let's go get this W Sunday. And it's a game that's been flexed to 4 o'clock, 4:30. Mainly because both teams are leading their division, so it's a nationally televised game. In the America's Game of the Week time slot, depending on what area you're watching in. But yeah, let's go get this W Sunday, and let's go beat the Bucs and remain third in the NFC. And who knows, maybe we get lucky if San Francisco or Philadelphia lose. Probably not San Francisco. San Francisco looks fucking unbeatable right now. Honestly, after that Sunday night game, I don't know if anyone can beat San Francisco. They just look so fucking good. San Francisco might be the team to beat in the NFC 100%. Out of every team in the NFC, the only team I fear right now is the 49ers. I don't fear the Eagles too much. I think the Lions can beat the Eagles. And I think they can go on the road to the Link in the playoffs and beat the Eagles. San Francisco. That's the only team I'm kind of concerned about. Because that 49ers team is fucking legit. They are. I think the 49ers could be the favorite to go to the Super Bowl in the NFC this year. But anyway, I think that wraps it up here. Let's go get this W on Sunday and go beat the Buccaneers, and let's go get payback for those 2 blowout losses to Tampa a couple years ago in the Quinn Trisha era. But anyway, that'll wrap it up here. That's all I gotta say, and I'll see you over at Make Next. I'm out.